All right, and we are live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chris, and this is my channel, We Love Comics, and we're going to be doing my PGX unboxing, where I have 4 books that I send in each and every month, thanks to a wonderful deal I made with PGX. They give me a discount, and you guys can actually get some free stuff. So if you choose to go with PGX, and you don't have to, but if you want to, if you send in 10 books, you can actually get one of them graded for free. So the link is in the description below. So I already see people coming in. I originally had this set up for 6:15 because I wasn't sure what time the package was going to be delivered, but it arrived. I don't want to wait, and I see a bunch of people are here, so I love the fact that I can literally change it from 6:15 to right now, and people show up, so thank you for that. So Horror Breakdown, hello, Comic Lover Omega, Ruben Nieves, Christopher, Chet Scotland, BPRD, Geoff, Noah, Vintage Baloney, I love that name, Bake the Snake, you guys got some great names, and it's funny, it only shows 4 people watching, and I already named off at least 12. But I want to welcome everybody. Let me put on my camera so you can see. So we got Eugene, we got Comic Lover, we got James Hardy. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Here is the box. As you can see, it is unopened. I do not know the grades. I will go through them with you. And two of the new things that I do now that people seem to appreciate is, so this way we don't just assume what a grade is. I go to the CBC official website, where they talk about what they use as their grading guidelines, and everybody pretty much agrees that CBCS is the strictest when it comes to grading. So I will not only reveal the grade, and I'll tell you what I guessed what it is, I will describe what is categorized under that grade, so you can make a better determination of a grade based on what is in the guidelines and not just what you feel is right or sounds right. So we're kind of changing the way we think about graded books. So I do this every month. Packaging looks pretty good considering it was raining out today. One of the things I love about them is, as you can see, they always come secure. So that is always a good thing. So if you've never seen these before, each month I'm entitled to send in 4 books that I get graded at a discount. So it allows me to be able to do these videos, which I absolutely love, and I do a little advertisement for them. Other than that, you know, I do not get paid for this. I'm trying to make sure I don't look. All right, so they put this blue foil wrapping. So I don't know the grades, but I make a prediction. So we're going to find out together. I am always excited about these. That's why, even though I had this video originally set at 6:15, I wasn't about to wait that long. So these are 4 key books, and I cannot wait to show them to you, and we'll see how good I am at guessing. The funny part is I sent in a lot of lower grade books, so I'm getting pretty good at lower grade comics. So I wonder if I'll be that good if I get some of the higher grade stuff. So let's get with it. So not only will I show the book, I'll show the grade. I'll tell you what I predicted, how much I paid for it, and then we're going to go over the grade according to the CBCS, and then we'll also go to gocollect.com, where you can find the current prices that are based on sales on eBay for comic books. Now, of course, their prices are based on CGC and CBCS, so PGX does sell for cheaper. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and deny that, but I grade my books not to turn around and do a quick sale or anything. I want to preserve them and get a general idea of a grade of a comic. So each person grades their comics differently. So watch my other video on my grading, or my rating system on all 3, because all 3 are good. It just depends on what you need them to do. PGX is the cheapest, and if you're only doing it for just to protect them, why spend more when you don't have to? All right, so let's go with the first comic. Let me move the others out of the way. And this is one I got such a good deal on. And I always tell people, make sure you ask for deals, even if there isn't a best offer option, because you never know. So this right here is Showcase number 30. Now that is the first tryout of Aquaman. Now, including in the deal of getting them graded, I also get these pressed and dry cleaned. So one of the things I will highly recommend is to get your comics pressed and dry cleaned, because it will help the grade. Now I'm going to cover this as I flip it, so I can't see the grade, so you can see the back as well. So this looks like it's in pretty good shape. And as a matter of fact, the dry cleaning and pressing really clean this up. So if you guys want to make your little guess of a grade, you're more than welcome to. Of course, I will cover this. Now, you can't just base it on a cover, though. I predicted this one's going to be around a 3.0 to a 4.0 with creamed off-white pages. I spent a total of only $150 on this book. So, this is definitely a great book to get. I'm hoping the Aquaman movie does well. There are people that are saying, I think they had, some people already test screen it, and they're saying it's not the greatest, but it's not bad. So we'll see. I mean, each person's going to have their opinion. So people are basically pretty much on point of what I'm saying about a 4.5, between a 3.5 and a 4.5 range. Chet, if it's a 6.0, I will give you a super high five. So let's find out what the first one is. All right, so there we go, a 4.0. So you notice when I do my grades, it pretty much is, most of the time, pretty spot on. So this, like they say, is the origin of Silver Age Aquaman, first Aquaman tryout issue, because basically Aquaman was in the Golden Age and then continued onward, so it's a little different. But off-white to white pages, I said cream to off-white, so I'm starting to learn about the color pages. And, all right, so let's now... First, we're going to go to the CBC. You can go to cbcscomics.com/grades. So we're going to go to a 4.0 range, and we're going to go over that. So you tell me if you think this fits. Now, I will show the comic as I'm doing it. Okay, so what they consider between a 5.0 and a 3.5 would say the books are complete, but have major creases and a spine roll. But as you see... there are no major creases and there are no spine rolls. So that isn't a factor because the pressing absolutely made this book look great. The inside paper quality can be low and have small pieces of the pages missing. Well, this has off-white to white pages and no rips, so that doesn't qualify. Books with brittle pages cannot grade higher than a 3.5. This does not have brittle pages. Books in this grade are almost always creased, scuffed, abraded, and soiled, but readable. Like you could see on the back here, there's a little bit of soiling, but as you can see, I mean, there's not major of any of that. And they say a large amount of tape is also allowed in this grade, and this has no tape. So the major part is right here. There's a little bit of a tear, but it does not loosen the staple at all. So it does not have the greatest notes. Update on that. They should be doing that in about another month. They did say that if my... because normally the PGX is the only one, thanks to me, that can do greatest notes. But they're getting new cases, and they want to make sure it lines up with everything properly. So, I mean, I can understand where they don't want to do, you know, shouty kind of products. But they said if somebody absolutely wants it, make sure you mention you don't mind it's going to be a little off-centered. It's $5 per to get it on there. Of course, you can get it for free by emailing them, and they won't put it on here. But I like them to be on there, but they didn't do it for the past 2 months. It should be coming in another month or two once they get it back on track. So, if you ever want that, there's a code for that as well. It's $5, greatest notes, right on the slip that you absolutely want it, and you understand that it might not be perfect. But I can understand why they stopped it for a little while. All right, so let's look at the price of a Showcase 30 at a 3.0 according to GoCollect.com. All right, so we have Showcase number 30. I wish I had a 9.8, which is valued at $120,000. All right, so a 4.0. According to GoCollect.com, a 4.0 is currently valued at $450. Even if I took $100 away because it's PGX, which I don't think it would sell for that much lower, but let's assume we take $100 off. That means $350. That's 200 less than what I paid. So I will say the first one is a success. And I was pretty spot on, and you guys were pretty close on it as well. All right, so let's get to the next book. Let me put the camera so I can see it real time. All right, this one is an X-Men number 94. I have several copies of this, but since I haven't had one of these graded, I wanted to include this into one of the sets. So this, of course, there's no first appearances, but this is the first time the new X-Men take over the series. So this is in a pretty decent grade. I paid a total of $139.50 for this book. I predicted about a 5.0 to 6.0 range with white pages. So let me cover this, and I'll show you the back so you can see that it looks pretty darn white. You can see there's no coupons cut. And again, pressing and dry cleanings really improved the book. So this could probably be even higher than what I predicted. I tend to go lower than what I think it might be, because if I'm going to be wrong, I'd rather be wrong and pleasantly surprised that it's higher than to be wrong and find out it's lower. So people are saying between a 6 and a 7. I'd be very happy with that. But yeah, again, the pressings, and I'll try and do a little bit of a close-up. You could see along the spine, I mean, that looks pretty darn good. Corners look pretty good. There's a couple of little ink stains on the top of the back and by the corner, but nothing major. So I predict a 5.0 to a 6.0. Let's see what we got. And I also said white pages. All right, so a 5.5. So I said between a 5 and a 6, and there it is, dead center at a 5.5. So you could see not only are they not overgrading or grading it wrong, they're not doing me special favors. Like so many, well, not so many, but, you know, those few bad apples that try and spoil the tree, assume that because I worked this deal with them that they're going to give me super favors. That is a fair grade for this book. So let's go over it. Okay, they said off-white to white pages, so I said white pages, so I was a little off on that. So it's the second appearance of the new X-Men, which includes Storm, Nightcrawler, Colossus, Thunderbird, Angel, Iceman, okay, I'm sorry. It says second appearance of the new X-Men, which is Storm, Nightcrawler, Colossus, and Thunderbird. Then the next sentence says Iceman, Angel, and Marvel Girl resign. So I think the only major thing is there's a little bug bite in the tiny tip of the corner. So let's go over a 5.5 according to the CBCS website, and you tell me if you think this is a fair grade. So again, I will show the book. Okay, so it says this comic is definitely a red copy with handling wear, but still can be a very desirable copy. So as you see, it doesn't have major wear on front and back. And it does have a couple of minor little breaks on the top that break color. But this still, as you could see, is a desirable copy. I think people would say that because they were saying between 6 and a 7. Okay, so it says this could have one major defect, like a large piece out of the cover, a long tear, or a detached centerfold. So it doesn't have anything like that, and I cannot see that little tip corner as a major defect. It says it has stress lines on the spine and creases from opening and closing the cover. I see two stress lines, and I'll point them out. Both here, right there. I don't know if you can see it or not. There's a line that breaks color, and I'll slowly go up. And there's one more there that breaks color. So again, that fits into the category. Say this could have a light reading or subscription crease or a rolled spine, but is not damaged enough to reduce eye appeal. As you can see, I'll close it up to the center. There is no crease at all, light or breaking color. Some color discoloration, fading in colors as soiling is allowed. So you can see on the back here, there's a little minor soiling. It looks like an ink stain. And the same thing here, or a little of what they call foxing, but that's not major amounts. The cover or inside pages could have some tears or folds. That does not have any of that. There's no tears or folds. The cover on the inside, all right, I just said that. With the absence of any other major defects, the cover can be detached with one staple, but cannot be completely detached. Okay, there's nothing wrong with the staples. Both are intact. This does not have brittle pages. Pages can be brown. These are off-white to white, and it also says it can include tape. So as you can see, for the second one, this absolutely fits in that category range. So not only am I showing the book, I am also describing what is involved to get that grade. So let's go now to X-Men 94, and this was graded a 5.5. So I'm going to, again, gocollect.com, so you can verify these things yourself. So according to gocollect.com, a 5.5 is worth $250. Now, keep in mind, that's going to get higher once the X-Men are in an MCU movie. So I don't base things on what prices are now. I base things on futures. I mean, think about stocks. Most people, when they buy a stock, they're not basing the value on what they're paying for it now. They're basing on what it's going to be worth down the line. So if you are going to be a person that invests in comics, don't worry about the prices, but worry about where the prices are going to head. That's why you're better off with older books most of the time than newer books if you cannot catch them early. Because with the fact that the X-Men are going to be in the MCU, this book is only going to go up because this is a desirable book. So I paid $139.50. This is valued at $250. So let's say it would sell for about $50 less, which would be $200. I still paid less than what the current value is. And again, I'm not one of the people that buy the book and turn around to flip it, so I'm not worried about what the current price is. I'm looking at the long-term future. So I would say that is a successful win. All right, so let's go to book number 3. And this is my third copy of Fantastic Four, issue number 52. Of the 3 books that I've gotten, and I've gotten 2 of them this year, so it's not like I bought them back in the 80s or something. And the other one I bought 2 years ago. This is the most expensive one of the 3, which I only paid $165 for. Now, this one is in good shape. So let me cover this so I can show you the back so you can see for yourself. Now, it does have some minor color breaks along the top. Again, the pressing really did a great job. There's some minor color breaks along the spine. But as you can see, especially with the black cover, it's going to be easy to reveal them. If you see, there's not major amounts, but there are some slight. You saw the back. It does have some soiling on the back along the spine, but not a major amount. It's almost like a pencil-thin kind of little trail. Overall, it looks good. No missing pieces. So let's see. So I paid $165 for this book. I predicted around a 4.5 to a 5.5 with white pages. So if you guys want to make a guess of what you think. There we go. Before I reveal it. So here we go. First appearance of the Black Panther. Definitely a valuable book. Survey says. All right, so there we go. The first one a little bit higher, but again, not much, because I said a 4.5 to a 5.5. So it's a 6.0 with off-white to white pages. So again, I still have to learn a little bit about the pages. So this is the first appearance of the Black Panther. Now, let me just check the comicbook.com. Okay, so the one that I just read will fit into this category. So I'm not going to read it all over again. But if you remember from what it said, this will, again, absolutely fit into that category. Because their range for that one is 5.5 to a 7.0 for all that stuff I read. So this is pretty much the lower end of that. So this absolutely fits with what they've said. So I agree that this is a 6.0. So now let's see what a Fantastic Four at a 6.0 is currently valued at gocollect.com. So I'm not showing it because I want you guys to be able to see the book, because I'm sure that's more interesting. You can always go to the website yourself. So again, I paid a total of $165, which includes shipping and handling. So this is actually my highest graded version of this book. Probably why I spent more money on it. But currently a 6.0 is worth $825. So even if I was to sell this for half that, I still will more than double my money. So a lot of times it's not about the grade, it's about what you pay for it and what it is worth. So a book that is worth about $800, I paid under $200 for. And again, I bought that this year. So deals can always be found, even with very hot books. You just got to look and be patient. So this one I'm extremely happy with. So far, 3 for 3. I'm not going to complain. And as I read the description of the grades, I mean, people cannot dispute it. All right, so last but not least, we saved the best for last. This one, I don't know if you'd consider it a grail or not. Probably not, but it's definitely a higher key issue. This is my second copy of Justice League of America, issue number 1. Now, this isn't their first appearance because that's Brave and the Bold 28, but this is still a number 1 issue of a very important set in the DC universe. Now, this is a lower grade book because I'll show you the back. It does have tape, but as you can see, even in grades of like a 5.0 and under, you can have tape. So these can still get higher grades. But, you know, I don't mind, like, the tape and everything, because especially on older books, kind of makes it look a little nostalgic. So I don't know if that tape is still there or that's tape residue, but that will affect the grade. So let me cover this again. All right, so I paid a total of $276.25, and that, of course, includes shipping and handling. I did write that it does have tape on the spine, but the inside pages are beautiful. I said this was off-white to white pages. I predicted about a 2.5 to a 3.5. So pretty much, again, people are predicting about the same. So this is the last one. And John, I see you're here. Thank you for that birthday card. I don't know if you saw the video I did the other day, but that was very nice of you. All right, so this is the last one. Let's see what the grade is and see how close we all are. And then we'll go over what the CBCS site says. All right, so there we go. Again, right in the middle. So everybody was predicting about a 3.5 to a 4. It's a 3.0. So no one's sitting here and you can say, no one's going to sit there and say, oh my God, they were outrageously wrong. It's not like this came back at 9.2. So there are people out there that obviously don't like PGX, and that's fine. You could like whoever you want. And there are some that just make claims that they're always wrong with their grades. Well, you ever notice the ones that make those claims never do live videos to prove it? I have now. I've been doing this since, I believe, February. And there was only one comic of all of them. So I get 4 a month, and I've been doing it every month since February. It could be January, I'm not sure, but it's either January or February. So almost a year now. And out of every single one of them, only one of them I ended up taking out of the case because I felt it was overgraded. That is not a bad grade. So let's see what it says. Okay, so origin and first appearance of Despero. I don't know who that is. Letter by Roy Thomas. They said off-white to white pages, which is exactly what I said, so I finally got one exactly right. All right, so let's go over it. So you can see this is a lower grade book. It does have tape. You can see along the spine by the staples. They got crushed in a little bit, but the staples are still intact. I did leave a note when I sent this to PGX that the staples are hanging on, but they're, you know, handle it with care. And Ashen1 says, will PGX be worth anything in the future? Well, obviously I don't have a crystal ball, but, I mean, do you think this book is going to sell for $5? It's going to be worth something. So it depends on the person. If you have a Hulk 181, I don't care if it's in CGC, CBCS, or PGX, a Hulk 181 is going to sell. So, I mean, people can believe whatever they want. There are going to be people that will automatically hate this video because I seem to not have a problem with PGX, so because I don't agree with their hatred, they're going to get mad at me. That's fine. But I'm showing live unboxings, and so far, not one person said these are so out of control that they shouldn't be done. So let's go over what a 3.0 is according to CBCS, and then we'll see what Go Collect's value is. All right, so we haven't read this one before. So this section is between a 1.8 and a 3.0. So they say good is really a misnomer, but one that still is readable with numerous defects. So we can see it does have the tape. It does have some breaks along the spine. There is a minor little stain right there. But as you can see, let me show the back first. It's not all ripped to shreds. Same with the cover. It's not missing a whole bunch of big chunks and everything. It's totally readable. You can see there's some stress lines, so that's okay. So all the defects of a VG comic with more significant wear. So I already read that from the other one, so you could backtrack if you want to. So the inside paper quality might not be as good as the pieces of paper may be missing. There is no missing paper, and this is cream to off-white pages. Books in this grade are almost always creased, scuffed, abraded, and soiled, but readable. Okay, so it does have, like I said here, there's some creases. There's creases along the spine, but as you can see, and I'll hold it sideways, and I'll show here, that's absolutely readable. The inside is absolutely beautiful. It's because the outside is, you know, more subject to the elements is why that's going to be the most damaged part most of the time. All right, large pieces of the cover can be missing. As you can see, I got some of that blue wrap on it. And I'll show the whole book. There is not one piece missing. So that absolutely fits in this category, and I'll show the back. Not one piece missing. So there you go. All right. Long or many spine splits are possible. So you can see along the spine, it absolutely has many and long spine split. Breaks colors, but no splits along the spine. There's a little split right there. That's not major, but it has a lot of stress lines. The cover and pages, many may be detached, but not missing. None of that here. A significant amount of tape may be applied to the cover and pages. You tell me if a piece of tape here and a piece of tape here is considered a significant amount of tape. I don't think so, because significant amount would be the entire spine. That's just 2 pieces of tape that go around from the back to the front. So that absolutely qualifies. And books may be fragile. It's delicate, but this is definitely not fragile. So there we go. So you tell me if you think a 3.0 is an unfair, unrealistic grade for what I just described. So now let's see what the value is for a 3.0 Justice League of America issue number 1. So we'll go to, again, gocollect.com. We're going to scroll down to a 3.0. Now, again, I paid $276.25 for this book, and that includes shipping and handling. So here we go. A 3.0 is valued at $775. So even if it cut in half, I will still make money if I sold it right now. To qualify for $276, you can't even get a 0.5 because a 0.5 is worth $450. So again, it shows that I actually make sure I get good deals and it's worth it. So it's all about looking for deals, knowing what the values are before you make a purchase, researching things, and finding out what the best deals are, learning as much as you can about grading, and be able to know what you're speaking of. So let me go over the books again, and I will do a surprise subscriber shout-out like I always do. So we have, as you can see here, Justice League of America, issue number 1. I paid $276. It came back a 3.0. I predicted 2.5 to 3.5. Excuse me. Off-white to white pages. I said off-white to white pages. Next one, we have a 6.0 of Fantastic Four, issue number 52, which is the first appearance of the Black Panther. This is my 3rd copy and the highest graded one of the 3. I paid $165 for that earlier this year. I predicted a 4.5 to a 5.5, so I was only off by half a point. Next up, and that had off-white to white pages. Next up, we have Showcase number 30, which is the first Silver Age tryout of Aquaman. I paid a total of $150 for this book. I predicted a 3.0 to a 4.0. It came back a 4.0. I said cream to off-white. They said off-white to white. And last but not least, one of my many X-Men 94s. Came back a 5.5. I paid $139.50. I predicted a 5.0 to a 6.0, and it came back right in the middle. So every one of them was spot on. One was 0.5 higher than what I predicted, which is not out of the realm of possibility and not crazy. I went over what constitutes the grades, their values, and compared it to what I paid for them. So I would say, yet again, these were a success. Some of these books are going to continue to go up. I mean, there is going to be another Black Panther movie. Who knows about Justice League, but that's still a famous, book, a famous group. Aquaman remains to be seen. If the movie's good and it does enough to do a sequel, that's going to raise people's attention to that book. And we know what's going to happen with the X-Men. So I would say this is a successful run. If my 3 or 4 haters want to hate me for it, that's absolutely fine. I'm here for you guys. So let's get into today's surprise subscriber shout out. I want to thank everybody for coming here. I know I originally had this for 6:15, but I only did that because I wanted to make sure that it didn't arrive later, because you know how UPS and USPS can be. So let's give the shout out today to Pages, Films, and Plastics. He's always a gentleman, always says nice things on my comment section. He's been a subscriber for a very long time. So that is today's surprise subscriber shout out. Obviously, you don't have to be a subscriber to have this done, but I hope I can get your subscription. So, as usual, I appreciate every one of you. I thank you for participating with the grades. I would love to know when this uploads what you thought about them, if you thought they were fair, if you thought they were on. If you disagree, please explain why. Don't just thumb down a video, because that doesn't help me learn anything. I really think, honestly, these are fair, and as you could see, PGX is not doing me any favors. They're not guaranteeing me 9.8s on books that are not 9.8s. So people will make rumors, people will make assumptions, people will believe things. I like to go based on fact, not feeling. And I think a lot of people in this world probably are starting to think about that a lot more. So thank you very much to each and every one of you. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I have. Make sure you get your books dry cleaned and pressed if you are getting them graded. It does work wonders. Trust me on this. It makes the books look absolutely beautiful. It will take out some of the wrinkles and increase the grades. And choose the company that works best for you. Just because I'm working with PGX here does not mean, A, they're the only company I'll deal with, and B, it's the only company I like. All three are going to be good for you. It depends on how you're going to use them and what kind of money you want to spend. So think for yourself. Don't base things on group thought or group emotion. Base things on your own research, because in the end, you are ultimately responsible for your own decisions. So if you base everything on what other people do without doing your own research, don't blame others for your failures if you do fail. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. And don't forget, it's not you. It's not I. It's We Love Comics, and Noah says hopefully the Avengers trailer is out soon. I look forward to it. Thanks again, everybody. Thumbs up if you appreciate these type of videos, and have a great day.